I just want to squish him so much. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you again for popping by. This video is about Talipes. I've had a lot of questions since my video on how we became a family, which I will link in the description box below. A lot of you don't know what Talipes is. It is also known as clubfoot, and I think a lot more people are more familiar with the term clubfoot. So this video is really just to explain about Talipes and about our journey and how Marco has coped. Talipes is a congenital deformity from birth. It can affect 1 to 2 in 1,000 babies in the UK, which is quite a lot, and it is twice as common in boys than it is in girls. For about half of the babies that are born with Talipes, both of the feet are affected, but sometimes you can just have the one foot. Marco has both feet, so it's called bilateral clubfoot. We found out at our 20-week scan that Marco was going to have Talipes. His was quite severe. They mark it on a scale of 1 to 6, so 6 being most severe, 1 being very mild. His was a 4.5, so he was a bit more top end, but he wasn't the worst that they'd seen, but obviously he wasn't the best. Usually if you're around a 1 or a 2, you can get away with just having physiotherapy. But for Marco, his was a bit more severe, so we ended up having something called the Ponseti method to correct it. I will put a picture around here somewhere and show you what Marco's feet looked like before and how they have progressed. If you follow me on Instagram, I also have quite a few posts on his progress on there, and I will put the link to my Instagram down below if you fancy a follow. I do actually really miss his feet like that. It's something that made him so special and so unique, but obviously I knew that I had to change them anyway because it just would mean that he wouldn't be able to walk when he's older, and obviously I wouldn't want to do that to my child. It really was the best thing to do in the long run because it means that he can live a normal life, he can run, he can do sports, he can do whatever he wants, run around after his brothers. With Marco, they casted him I think when he was 5 weeks old, so actually a week before his due date, and what they do is it's just a plaster cast and they go right from the thigh all the way down to the toes. I actually do have some casts here to show you, so I will just get those. This is his first set of casts. How tiny are they? So as you can see, his feet turned in. I have decorated them as well, by the way, because I am keeping them. This is his right leg, this is his left leg, and usually it would be their feet are out, but his feet were in. So this was his first set of casts, and gradually what they do is they manoeuvre the foot down and around so they end up pointing in the right direction. So I will show you his last cast, and then what I'll do is I'll pop a picture in as well so you can see the gradual change of it all. Final cast. These ones were on for 3 weeks because before he had to have a tenotomy, which is where they snip the Achilles tendon in the back of his heels, just to allow his feet to have the full movement around his ankles, because otherwise he was quite stiff, so even though they turned his feet out, he wouldn't have been able to lift it at the ankle, so things like walking up hills and doing the stairs would have been very difficult. Yeah, now his feet are fully corrected, which is amazing, so yay! Yay to Ponseti method. So you probably already know what boots and bar are, but this is what they are, this is what they look like. So they're all undone at the minute, so they are quite tiny, and these are actually his second pair because he's grown out of his first pair, and they were just minuscule because, as you can imagine, he was tiny anyway. He had to wear these for 23 hours a day for 3 months straight. So this acts as almost like a retainer. If you've had a brace before, you'll know you have your brace, it corrects your teeth, and you wear your retainer at night time or sometimes during the day as well, just to maintain your teeth and make sure that they don't go back to the way they were. Well, it's just the same with his feet. So his casts corrected his feet fully, and then these act as his retainer. So he had to wear these for 23 hours a day for 3 months. And as you'll see on my recent Instagram post, he was approved for nighttime wear only. So he only has to wear it for 12 hours at night time. So we tend to give him a bath, sort of 6, 6:30, get him all cozy ready for bed, pop his boots on at around 7, and then we take them off again at 7 o'clock in the morning. So he now doesn't have to wear these during the day, which is great because hopefully it means that he gets to learn to sit up, crawl, walk just like any normal baby would, which is just fantastic. And I never ever thought that it would get to that point. When we first started this treatment, it seemed like such a long way away, and it seemed so impossible to get to, but we are here now, and it's just amazing. Like, Marco is so good. He's just taken everything in his stride. He's been through a lot since he was born, really, and he just is the happiest, most contented baby that I have ever had. We have special socks as well that go with it that the hospital actually gave us. They're called Black Robin socks, and they're double the thickness, and they've got little rubber pads on the bottom to stop his foot from slipping, and they are breathable, so his feet don't get sweaty in them. I'll just show you how these work. I know you probably won't be interested, but I just find it fascinating how this can just make his feet perfect. So you see these little holes here that you can sort of see through. These are to check that his heel is pushed fully back. So his heels need to be back completely for his foot to be in the correct position, and then I need to tighten it as tight as I can. It doesn't hurt. These boots actually come off, so what I do is I put the socks on, then I put the boots on, strap them in, and then it's good because it all comes separate. And then what you do is you just slide it in and click, and slide it in and click, and he is so good when you do it. I usually sort of, before I click them in, I just place them and then I count to 10 and then I click them on, and he just laughs. He has been a little bit more clingy, but I think he's not used to having that freedom, so to him it's really, really weird, but now he's just so used to it. And I put his boots on and he knows it's bedtime, so he'll have his milk and then he'll go to sleep. He's really a little trooper, bless his little heart. He will have to wear that in bed now until the age of around 4 or 5, but we are going back in 4 months time, and then it goes to 6 months, and then it gradually gets longer and longer if the consultant and nurses say that his feet are doing really, really well. So fingers crossed. It does stick to night time. If you don't stick to the, you know, the 12 hours, or sometimes you go to 18-hour wear or 23 hours, and you are lenient with it, there is a chance of relapse. So obviously I have stuck completely to the rules because I don't want that, especially if he starts learning to walk around, and I get a bit lazy with putting his boots on, then there is a chance of him to go back, which means he will have to be recasted again, and I'm not sure I could cope with that, you know, him just learning how to walk and then not be able to walk because he's got a cast on. So we are very strict with it, and we do stick completely to the 12 hours, and sometimes even if he's tired and I put him to bed early, I will put his boots on early but then still take them off at 7 o'clock in the morning. So he does sometimes get more than 12 hours, which I'm sure isn't a bad thing because surely the more the better. Also, one thing I didn't mention was the boots that we get. We're allowed to keep the first pair as sort of a keepsake, as a reminder, because it is nice to have, but all the other boots that we get as he gets older and they get bigger, we do give back to the hospital because they do send them off to other countries that aren't able to have any treatment, or they don't have enough facilities, or they don't have enough boots and bar for the children that are born with clubfoot out there. So the boots and bar, they do get sent to the other countries that just need a bit more help than us, which is amazing. So I am glad in a way that some of Marco's boots are going to be able to help other children. I thought I'd bring him over so you can see him. Say hello. Hi YouTube. He's in a baby grow. It's been ages since I could put him in a baby grow. Look. I know, I love it so much, so I just went out and brought loads of little baby grows for him. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my video again. Please give me a subscribe and a thumbs up, and I really hope this gives you a little bit of insight as to what we've been through with Marco. You've been a little trooper, haven't you? Yeah, you have. He's still so sleepy, bless him. Catch up with you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. Are you tired? Yes, you are. You're so sleepy. Ah.